know, you can't do that. Come on. You said they were dying. You said there was a 5-on-5. The panel, come on, guys.
I never trust these guys. First, they, you know, most of the time they're wrong with the predictions, so I lose any confidence in whatever they're saying. And yeah, now they lied again.
I mean, unless they have a fast forward, I could, you know, explained how the
30 seconds.
No, I believe we're live, so
I'm not ever listening to them ever again.
Mid Bristle, I think this hero has a lot of potential. Kind of fits the Southeast Asia profile where they brawl a lot. You can creep skip, but I was thinking about the same thing the other day. The black, how mid Bristle is viable. You can play. Okay, I'll hold that thought. Charge from Febby.
Onto Jabs. It's just that level 1 charge. Couldn't get in front of him to body block, but then on the roll he did. They missed the follow-up arrow, so Jabs onto the high ground and away.
Yeah, that's how it works. You missed first couple of arrows, so later on you just have 100% accuracy. Back in my days, you know, you could type minus AA, and it would show how many arrows you hit back in Dota 1 days. And you could type minus HA when you played Pudge. It showed the hook accuracy.
Oh.
I'm not sure why that's not a thing. I'm pretty sure we have the technology to put that into the game. Maybe Ice Frog's like, yeah, I don't want people to play, you know, to feel bad after they type that in. So kind of understand that one.
I think you should have to see your accuracy. I think it should be up at all times. I don't think you should even have to type anything in. That's my personal feelings. But
you know, it can't show to your teammates. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of pinging. Imagine if you could ping on that. Like, here's 7% accuracy on my Mirana.
Oh my god, the blame games that already happened without those percentages that would come out of that would be interesting. Ooh, arrow, that hits 50%. 1 for 2. The AA is high, and Tim's is going to get that first blood on DJ.
A good start for the top lane. Like Brewmaster, 4 CS. I'm not fast forwarding. He's going to have 4 CS after this one. No way he misses it. But yeah, going into Urn, I love that build. Even if you're playing like 5, position 4, off lane. With Cinderboot, you just... another arrow. I don't think they can go in. Brewmaster has no mana.
2 for 3, though.
Keep counting.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing I'm really good at is counting 1, 1, 1, 1. The more intense math is...
Yeah, when we get to those double digits, it kind of gets more complicated.
Carrying the 1. I never understood that. You're not picking it up. That's very odd. Charge all the way over onto the Earth Spirit. Febby now in between both these heroes. A roll and then a charged up stun, but they'll still get the kill into Jabs. They'll try to focus their attention on Masaros, who's walking the other way.
He's dead. Plus the slow from Orb of Venom. Febby, another charge in a second. Not going to go for it. Spirit Breaker is a pretty tanky hero, you know. A lot of strength gain. His starting armor is 5, so pretty hard to deal with. We see that often. Alchemist on the off lane. Seen it a couple of times in the European region. Seems like others are starting to copy it. Where you get like a bottle, possibly a medallion, and then get the Aghanim Scepter. I've seen like a naked Alchemist from 33. And I've seen a really good one from S4 yesterday where he decided to go for a Blink, Solar Crest, and still gave Ags to his Phantom Assassin.
Which ones were working, though? Because it's been like...
The ones that are naked, that are not naked. You know, the ones that actually get an item so you don't play 4 versus 5.
Because that seemed like it's been hit or miss with these offlane Alchemists. So I guess we'll see which decision gets made. For Masaros, Arrow...
2 out of 4.
50%. We're not carrying ones just yet. But I don't know if he missed any that were off screen. And this has been pretty good so far for our mount. 21-9 to the 12-2 of the Invoker. It's been pretty impressive. Not getting that one there.
It's Quasvex Invoker. You don't have much damage. Bristleback can easily, you know, just Growth Spray. You're trying to burn his mana. Has a bottle to work with. I've seen Bristlebacks like playing between a Tier 1, Tier 2 tower, sometimes even behind the Tier 2 tower, dragging the creep wave to the big camp on the side, so you maximize your farm.
Charge onto Moon will get stopped at the Power Rune area. Looking to grab that 4-minute rune, leap, and grabbed. That's by the Mirana, so now Jabs, well, he rolled in, and he's most likely dead, but the tornado! Ooh, Jabs does end up dead to Armel.
Oh, Moon gets bashed.
Bash is coming in. Moon needs to be very careful.
Oh,
Another
he's dead.
There's the charge and the kill.
And he even TP'd out. I'm surprised he decided to TP out there. Like, after using a mango on a bristleback, you should just say, you know, I'm dead. Now his game is kind of ruined. He needs to walk back to the lane. Someone else needs to TP. Who's that going to be? It's going to be Crystal Maiden level 2 at the moment. Just to soak up some experience until Invoker comes back.
I found it funny that Moon was the one who tipped first on that. Recognizing the fact that Febby bashed like 3 times. All skill. Boulder smash onto Febby. He's got a charge. Arrow. Ooh.
I like how Febby went back. He saw the arrow. Like, if I keep moving from him, the arrow's not going to connect.
How many more bashes does he get? I don't think 7. That would be a good bash accuracy.
Febby is extremely skilled with the Spirit Breaker.
Getting the bashes. Just get your actual percent chance. 1K lead already here for TNC. Of course, against an Alchemist lineup, so you know it may not be that
not an
carry
Alchemist lineup, yeah. So it's not a carry Alchemist. A big difference. Wait, what? He's actually going into Battle Druid. That's what he has queued up.
Interesting charge coming through all the way on to Moon. They're going to TP a few over. Arrow hits, and Moon, he might just fall again, but he's got a lot of charges on that wand to survive, and Armel's the one dead instead. Moon's still trying to make it out. DJ is low here too. Tornado doesn't hit, but they still get Febby, and 2 of these heroes sit so low on Fnatic, yet neither die.
Moon had, I believe, a full magic wand. Arrow almost hits, and they had no detection. And if Bristleback dies, they don't have enough damage to actually deal with the Invoker. He's going to pick up the Regen Rune, full mana, full HP. Going into Urn, like Spirit Vessel, a lot of value against the Bristleback, against the Morphling. I don't think you can afford to get a Battle Tree. It's actually so greedy. You have a Phantom Lancer, you have Invoker.
The prize is mine.
I mean, if you can somehow manage to get away with that, I don't think it's doable, but let's see. If TNC is not going to put enough pressure, maybe try to go for it.
I think that's very high risk at the moment.
It is.
You know, especially you say if TNC don't put the pressure on, at least to this moment. You know, obviously that last attempt failed, but they are doing it. They are putting pressure on.
Let's see if he commits. Has
Charge.
1,000 gold.
And now turning it on Febby. Tims is here. Doppelganger again. Febby getting run down right now. You don't want to give up kills to Raven, who's not exactly having the best lane at the moment.
Febby's creating so much space, actually, with his rotations. You don't necessarily need to get the kills. He got the kill on Moon on a mid, which was pretty big, but the ones at the rune, he picks up the rune, he makes 2 supports rotate, it doesn't die. Now this type, again, where he's taking away farm from Phantom Lancer, making another rotations. His Brewmaster's pretty much free farming on the top lane, getting almost level 7, which is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Like that Dispel mechanic against PL and the Illusions is just going to be great. Let's see what Alchemist decided to go for. He's a madman. He actually bought a Claymore.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll see if the greed pays off. I mean, it's going to be tough. Febby dead. 3 heroes waiting for him on the high ground. Mid just gets pummeled by creeps.
One biggest concern for me whenever I see Brewmaster, what do you get from using the first Primal Split? First, second, if you don't get any good kills out of it, the hero just doesn't feel that great. He's going into Aghanim Scepter, which is nice. You have that second Primal Split, and you can cancel it anytime, like if you feel threatened. So much value from that item, actually.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm wondering if we don't see many of these core Brewmasters, but hold that thought. Tornado in, arm out. 4 heroes just sitting in the jungle trying to make something happen. And while Armel, he's pretty tanky. He's on the run. The arrow doesn't hit on the Moon, but the Starstorm comes through. They get the
first split.
And there's the Primal Split. They're going to look over for Moon. He gets invis with the Ghost Walk, Cyclone into the air. There's the second DJ gone. KP gets one. Tims gets the other. And, well, Armel survives.
That's what's important. They make a rotation, try to invade the stacks. Earth Spirit's like, guys, I need to bail. Have 5 charges from the Quill Spray, need to go back. They still get a kill on him. It's 2 supports from Brewmaster. It's actually fine. You know, they get 2 kills, they secure and steal some of the stacks. Bristleback doesn't die. Pretty big W for TNC.
Tim's getting kicked, but still gets the Observer D ward, loses his life. So, just getting back to what I wanted to ask, as they smoke, I'll try and ask you pretty quickly. You're thinking about the Ags, of course, here for the Brew, as he's kind of queued off of it for the moment, so I'm wondering if he'll go back for it. But is it worth getting the Ags shard, where you're getting something that, you know, can slow and disarm against this lineup?
Oh, for sure. Against the PL and the illusions, it's going to be great. Maybe he thinks, you know, I'll just in a casual Ogre Axe, potentially I can turn that into BKB if needed. Because there's a lot of silences, mana burn, a couple of stuns. But if you can get away with Ags, I think that's fine. Like, you can be such a nuisance to play against. Leap.
Getting 3 bounty runes, I believe. Meanwhile, Jab's caught, killed.
Radiant's middle tower.
They're getting all these bounty runes, yet still a 1k lead right now for TNC.
Now this has to be one of the greediest lineups I've seen in quite some time. Alchemist, and just the itemization overall. He is getting that Battle Fury. He's getting very close. He might actually get away with that. Just 1,000 gold away, climbing uphill, always a scary thing.
Masaros getting caught, pops the ulti, on the run now. Morphling, he's nearby. They want to put pressure on. They could get this tier 2 potentially. Or at least, not get the tier 2, but force rotations on to defend it, right?
Yeah. Mid tower, pretty low. So if they make a rotation on a mid lane, there's still a catapult. Moon trying to get rid of that. A very aggressive move from TNC, invading the enemy jungle once again. Phantom Lancer, still 0 death, so this is their win condition. They need Phantom Lancer to become big in this game, become unkillable. Yasha,
Charge,
Diffusal
KP.
Blade.
Coming around the back, Tornado just before the charge hits, and that's going to keep him from getting hit by the arrow. KP low on mana and health. Looks like he'll fall to the Magnetize. They do end up getting the kill on the Moon, but here comes Raven. Stun thrown onto Febby. Moonlight Shadow, and Febby is not away. The Magnetize finishes him off, but they kill off Masaros. So it's a 2 for 2 right now. Jab spotted. Roll. Ooh. Might have hit onto Tim's, which could have killed him as the Magnetize is still ringing, but eventually ends, and so does Jab's life.
This is the problem, where your offlane doesn't contribute that much to the team fight compared to like Brewmaster, who has a split, you have a slow. Alchemist just throws that acid spray, would prefer to actually farm, but TNC realizing where the threat comes from, they realize the weaknesses and the itemization that they're going for, so they force a fight and they win it.
And they're continuing to win these fights. You've got Morphling at the top going man to Ags. So, you know, we've seen that combination. The
double charge.
Yeah,
double charge is going to be great. You can also turn possibly like into Phantom Lancer, Earth Spirit, but Manta Style is a must-have against the Spirit Vessel, against the Silences. Spirit Vessel almost done, just needs the recipe on Moon.
Dire's bottom tower is under
over the
attack.
side in the trees. Primal Split available. They're going to get this tier 1. Doesn't look like
Battle
Fnatic
Fury done. Still a very good timing on the Battle Fury. This is offlane Alchemist, remember.
Yeah, 13 minutes. I think the scarier part is maybe that he is just leading over the Phantom Lancer. And there is still 1k split, but with the Battle Fury, maybe he starts to become a bit more of a priority.
When you have this Battle Fury on Alchemist offlane, someone from your team is not going to get the farm. There's not enough resources on the map for them to be able to have all these 3 cores, and we can see the difference already. Invoker, 4.8k, Alchemist slowly taking over. Also, like Phantom Lancer, 6,000 net worth.
Going phase BKB, by the way, on the Alchemist. Arrow? Ooh, Moon. Getting close.
He just might be another core. I don't think in this game he actually gives any Ags. He just bails for himself. Possibly, I don't know, Invoker, the Cataclysm looks nice, even though they don't have the best setup, they don't have enough stuns.
And, you know, we're seeing what you talked about. Invoker doesn't have much farm at all.
Someone has to suffer.
So He's the one who's suffering. Raven might suffer in a second. KP nearby, and they spot DJ. They've got the Moonlight Shadow. Actually, Masaros might be in a lot of trouble as well. DJ, he goes down very quickly. They'll look at Masaros. They should have him sealed and killed. As Moon now on the run, and so is Jabs. Raven waiting inside the trees, thinking if maybe TNC come to the high ground, they fight. But instead, TNC, they get 2 kills, they back off, they're up 3K.
Problem is Fnatic doesn't have that like real initiator. They would still love to play the game, let's say after 5 minutes without taking any casualties. Because Alchemist wants to farm, he wants his BKB. I don't think TNC will allow them to just farm their items. Constant pressure every single time. Mirana ulti is up, go in.
Mirana spotted, chase, charge. Hits the Phantom Lancer. It's actually going all the way to Jabs. The Tornado misses, but there is the Frostbite into the freezing field. Febby caught in a bad spot. Turns into the Invoker and throws a Tornado EMP. DJ all of a sudden in some trouble, but they've got the roll. They have the Geomagnetic Grip. He morphs into the Strength, surviving for now. Febby on the run. He's still alive after all is said and done. And
oh, Morphling's done. His mana is burned.
Gabby hit by that roll and taken out by Raven. Armel is in and he's all alone. This is a problem inside the ice wall. They're keeping themselves at the front of this bristle. He's got no mana to work with. Tornado into the air. Armel eventually, he's gone too.
These are the type of fights that Fnatic wants to have. Prolonged team fights, reset multiple times, go in with the Earth Spirit, Phantom Lancer, burning the mana on top of EMP. Now Spirit Vessel is done. Something that throughout the history Morphling has struggled to play against is the mana burn. Like, you don't have the answer unless you buy a BKB early on, and now you deal with the 2 mana burns. He might actually need to get a BKB. If one fight goes badly for them, one extra fight, he'll probably switch to BKB. I see Aghanim Cedric queued up for now. Like, you need to defend yourself, because there are no defensive tools on your team.
Yeah. This is going to be tough here for the Morphling, but, you know, maybe things start to turn back TNC's way as, you know, they want this Ags on KP. He's about 900 gold, 800, 700 gold away from it. We'll see if KP can lock this up, what he goes for after, if he can even get those 2 primal splits off. That could be a bit of an issue. He's going to have to lead with that, right? From the tree, split, never really in danger. Try to get that split.
I think he's tanky enough to be able to survive through, like, combination from the Earth Spirit plus some, like, follow-up. Needs to be careful about the mana burn. Doesn't have a stick. He only has, like, magic stick, but it's in the backpack right now. TNC realizing they could take this opportunity. They could take this Roche for free, pretty much. They're using a scan on the bottom. They're not having a good read what's happening. Moon was just protecting himself on the bottom, trying to take the tower. TNC will get... Now they know. Now they know something's fishy.
It's just too late. Good read by TNC to recognize that Fnatic weren't capable of taking this themselves and defending it. Frostbite on the Febby. Moonlight Shadow is used. Sentry down for the Dire nearby, and they need to be careful. This Sentry's not going to catch that, or the vision that's right there inside the jungle. Essence Ring for PL, Pupil's Gift, Dragon Scale, the Radiant. And you're 300 gold away from Brewmaster having that axe. Mirana going mech. Will it be full Guardian Greaves there for the Mirana, you think?
Yule Scepter just feels good to have on the hero, especially against the mana burn to have any kind of mana sustain.
Charge in. Masaro's hit by this charge. He doesn't have Chemical Rage for 30 seconds. And he'll charge up a stun, but it's not likely that he lives here, as the Cinder Brew is on him and burning, and KP gets the kill.
A lot of XP, a lot of gold, because you're kind of semi-carry Alchemist in this game. You're not that... Like, you still have a lot of net worth. You're high level, you're level 12. So they need to be careful about that one.
Meanwhile, Gabby takes the top tier 1. He's sitting 1,600 gold away from getting an Ags of his own. If you ask me at this point, who would have more Ags
You would say
when the
Fnatic?
draft? I probably would have said Fnatic, seeing that it was an off-lane out. But instead, it's going the other way. Shroud Radiance for Bristleback. Almost finished with the Eternal Shroud.
A Shroud is the best item you can get against any kind of mana burn. You just get your mana back. EMP, well, I get my full mana back from that, so I don't care about that. There's also, you know, mana burn coming out from the PL, so you need to have something. He's going into Radiance, Shroud, Lotus Orb, Radiance. I love that build-up. Like, even Lotus Orb is giving him enough mana regen to be able to reset. He can get rid of the silences and, most importantly, Spirit Vessel on either himself or on the Morphling.
Shadow used again
Radiant's bottom
as
tower
Gabby.
is under attack.
He's 700 gold away here, and they should find jabs. Morphs into him, Geomagnetic Grip. They've got the silence and the kill there on to the Earth Spirit as they're going bottom and looking for DJ. Oh, no.
Masaros
Can't
getting
stop
chased.
it. Shadow Amulet. We'll see if it works. They throw down a sentry thinking he might do it again, but they've got that ult. And now they've got Armel right here. Tim's ready to throw an arrow if need be, but Starstorm in, goes to the Shadow Amulet. Arrow hits, Dust is available. Masaros, his life, not long. He's gone again. Armel gets the kill to take the Alchemist pretty much in succession.
It's just free gold that he's feeding, and we can see this is not working out. Like, this offlane Alchemist, he's going for the Shadow Blade, trying to build a Silver Edge to be able to break the Bristleback. I still feel you need a BKB to be able to fight. There are a couple of abilities that go through Magic Immunity. Still, you feel very vulnerable at the moment. It's not a carry Alchemist. It's not one from the previous series where you have like SNY, you have Swift Blink, you have a BKB Abyssal Blade. You're lacking items.
Midas for the Invoker. A 21-minute Midas. We'll see if that pays off.
Wants to be able to scale. You know, they don't get too much farm. Armel getting caught.
Cinder Brew gets the Primal Split off just before the Tornado EMP comes in. They've got the Cyclone onto the Invoker. They've caught him with the stun from the Earth Panda. They will run down Moon, but do they get the kill? There is a sentry down if Moon wants to go into the Ghost Walk, but it's on cooldown at the moment. So Arrow comes in from Tim's and will get the finishing blow. They kill off this Invoker, and a great fight there from TNC. I know it only gets them the kill on the Invoker, but anything to slow down the Invoker is quite nice. You've got the Ags picked up by Gabby. That means the charge. Oh my god! He's almost as fast as the roll. They're going to come through on the jabs, get the kill, looking at Raven next, who is draining the mana from Gabby, but instead they'll go after DJ. The ult from Febby used onto this Crystal Maiden, and Gabby with a double kill.
And we can see the power of, once again, Morphling +1. Either it's Earthshaker, either it's Spirit Breaker. Once he turns into him, like, so much speed. It's insane. Like, TNC, once again, with their combination, they just love their Morph, you know. How are we going to make this hero imbalanced? Well, this is the way. Because he had it at Aegis. I talked about, you know, him being maybe forced to go into BKB, gets that Aghanim Scepter, didn't feel threatened, has a second life, so he can afford to get that Aghanim Scepter, now goes into BKB to be able to deal with the mana burn.
This is the way.
Phantom Lancer, 0 deaths, 3,000 gold behind Morphling, still, you know, trying to keep up. It's just this Alchemist is a big problem. Like,
yeah.
He fed a couple of kills, doesn't contribute that much to the team fight. I'd still prefer if he maybe went for a different route, just, you know, get the Aghanim Scepter for someone else.
I'm a little sad. It looks like KP's saving for a Blink Dagger. I wanted him to go for the Shard. I just want to see it in a core role, in a pro game, just once this season.
I think that's going to be his item, possibly. Maybe after getting, like, BKB is fine. I don't necessarily think you need a Blink Dagger. You have 2 charges, one from Morphling, one from Spirit Breaker, so you're kind of covered in the initiation department. Either a BKB or a Shard here would feel real nice.
Yeah, we'll see what he ends up going for. His 1,600 gold saved up. Maybe he hasn't thought of it himself just yet. BKB being built for the Alchemist, who is trying to get into that Silver Edge, recognizing that he needs the BKB before finishing off the Silver Edge with those consecutive deaths earlier.
Dire's middle tower is under
1,700
attack.
gold for Brew, Tim's, as well as Armel. They're smoked up. Working on this Radiance. They've got a haste on Brewmaster. They're trying to catch up to Masaros, who is inside these trees. Oh, I think they know exactly where he is. Cinder Brew. Charge comes across to the creep wave. That is so well done by Febby, knowing that he's sitting in the trees. Double dust and, well, still a kill.
Not sure why KP used the split there. He could have just popped the dust and they would get a kill, but, you know, you have 2 charges, so you don't feel that bad about it. Bristleback, you said, he's getting closer to the Radiance. That's going to help quite a lot against the PL. I like the way TNC itemizes in this game. Bristleback, Ghost Shroud to deal with the mana burn once again. Lotus Orb, remove those Spirit Vessel charges, and also going for the scaling items.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Now, okay, Invoker going for the Shard, recognizing that he's taking a back seat here in terms of farm priority, going a little bit of utility with that Shard. Charge coming through, jabs. This is the second time that you're recognizing this is not going to work. They'll get the kill here. Tornado comes in. That's going to hit onto Febby with BKB being popped by Gabby. Working on these illusions, recognizing that that is not a fight you really want to take with the BKB getting lower.
Also, having Bulldoze on Morphling is so good. Just having that status resistance. Well, what's the number on status? 70%. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was like even 80.
It feels like 100.
It feels like you just can't get stunned. That's the feeling.
E-Blade next for him, picks up a gem.
Febby gave him the gem. Febby's actually farmed for a position 5 Spirit Breaker. More farmed than CM, that's for sure. Like, he bought a gem, has an Ogre Axe, going into BKB. I just love overall the itemization that TNC is doing. They understand, like, most of the damage they have is magical. So we're just going to build BKBs.
They're going after Armel. Lotus Orb, charge, coming through onto the illusions. But it doesn't look like they'll commit. Needs to morph into the Spirit Breaker again. There he goes. And has it available to potentially go for that double charge attack. Arcane Rune, bottled up here by Gabby. Ursula did go for that Blink Dagger. Or, Brewmaster, sorry. Making me sad we may not ever see the Void Panda.
Radiance done, double charge. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
And the reinforcements are here on to Masaros.
They don't necessarily need to rush things. If they could get possibly a pick-off, turn that into Roche, who will respawn in 40 seconds. They already have a courier, actually 2 couriers inside a bit.
They're going after the Brew. They've got the Magnetize as well as the Silence, and they'll get this kill on a KP. They'll end up losing DJ. BKB's been popped by KP. Goes after, jabs for a second. Moon trying to get into the high ground. Magnetize still rolling. Tornado hits onto the Morphling as well as Febby, the original copy of this Spirit Breaker. They'll buy back on DJ. They're really trying to make something out of potentially nothing as Raven continues to walk forward. Might even catch himself in a bad spot if he goes near those stairs, and they did buy back on DJ, so that is Crystal Maiden's buyback used.
Yeah. Invoker with the shard. I don't think I've ever seen someone rushing this shard early on. It increases like the wall length by 320. Nice number if we had like 2 more to that. Like the other numbers are just real nice in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of made a big difference there. The extra, and you can vector target it, so you can choose where you want it to go. Kind of easier to execute.
Back in a rush. Aegis cheese.
This is why I didn't like the Brewmaster picking up the Blink Dagger. You can see him still being very vulnerable to any kind of burst, mana burn, silence. BKB just seems like a much safer choice. Or you need to be careful with your positioning because you have 2 charges. You just pop that ulti straight away. No, you don't use other spells. You don't use Thunderclap, no Cinder Brew. You just split instantly.
Yeah, I don't think his position here in this lineup is to be at the front. Like, that's Bristle's position. So you
have
don't
Bristle,
need
you
to
have
be...
Spirit Breaker, you have Morph, who
Yeah.
will turn into Spirit Breaker, so you don't necessarily need a mobility item. But, you know, it is what it is.
We'll
Maybe
see.
he makes something out of the item.
Could.
Radiant's bottom tower
Which
is
blink would
under
you
attack.
like to see on him?
Oh no. Maybe Arcane, lower the cooldown on the Primal Split, because Brewmaster is all about that Primal Split, especially once you finish the Axe.
It's like those blink daggers are like choosing the first Pokemon.
Dire's top
Oh,
tower
yeah.
is
Red,
under
blue, and
attack.
green. Which one's for you? Ends up being Pikachu instead. You have no choice.
I'm all about that Generation 1.
Yeah.
I know some from Generation 2, but other than that, yeah, I'm just a boomer. Sorry, chat.
Us boomers are sticking together.
And someone you know tells me, yeah, man, Dingle-Doo, he's just OP Pokemon. I'm like, what is that?
Dingle-Doo.
I don't know.
Please, Game Freak, make that a Pokemon.
Maybe it is, considering how many they are. I could have guessed it correctly.
Raven over here just farming the Ancients as Tims comes over with some backing from Armel. Meanwhile, the Smoke Fnatic looking towards bottom. Nobody's home, but TNC wrapped behind him. Charge on the Raven. That gets stopped before it pulls Gabby onto the high ground. They are coming from behind. They need to be careful as Masaros again spotted, and the stun is on to Febby. Can they get to Febby in time? He's gonna die here. They'll TP out on DJ, but there's the Primal Split. They want to go for Masaros, who tries to get through the trees, trying to get away, but eventually spotted by Creep. Psycho into the
No
air.
rotations. Mirana trying to use the arrow. Let's see the combo.
Oh,
It's hard to execute. You know, that the
dusted
spell
him.
kind of has a cast animation, but they still get the kill, which is okay. Now Gabby TPing top. There's like drawings on the minimap, what they want to do. Go push mid, go push top lane.
Jebs gonna realize here that that roll might be a mistake. If he could get out, though, it's not. Just escapes. So Gabby unable to stop the TP there from Jab. Still sitting top of the net worth. They have a 16,000 net worth lead. Wow. I mean, this is...
Yeah, I
quite the
kind of
advantage.
missed how it happened so fast. There's just it skyrocketed. Phantom Lancer still 0 deaths, has a new item, new shiny one. I have Scotty, reduce the healing for the Morphling, for the Bristleback. Still doesn't deal damage. Like he needs an extra item, maybe even two, to be able to deal the damage. Invoker also very limited on that damage. He's more about to control.
Going through with the charge. Wheels up into the air, roll away. BKB's been popped by Gabby, going after DJ. They'll get the kill to the Crystal Maidens there for 70 seconds. Follow that up with the kill on a Moon. He's gone, but has buyback. Masaro's stunned on the run, trying to get back into the base. They'll buy back on Moon. See how he can help as he goes into the Ghost Walk. Has Cold Snap available. Arrow almost coming through and hitting, but well, for right now, Fnatic are just spectators to this onslaught onto the Tier 3 tower top. They're trying to do some damage here onto Armel, but it just doesn't feel like enough, and eventually he'll just pop the cheese.
They just don't have enough damage to go through Morphling. He also has Aegis, Bristleback field, pretty much unkillable. Has no mana whatsoever, so maybe that's the play they want to do. Try to burn mana with the EMP. With the Diffusal Blade on Phantom Lancer, it's just a rough one.
Charge. Hit by that tornado up into the air. And Raven just trying to send these illusions out. EMP once again. Guardian Greaves comes afterwards. Raven does go forward himself. Well, a real Phantom Lancer, please stand up. They're actually going to charge and put their attention here on to the Alchemist, who charges up a stun and stops Gabby in his tracks for a second, but second stun, second charge. It's almost as good as second
ulti,
dinner.
like, they don't want to risk anything. Man, Gabby's Morphling is just always pleasure to watch. He's just insanely talented on the hero. drop the gem on the ground. Cute little trick. You can see uphill. Gabby gets the D ward. He actually put the gem on the high ground for some reason.
Charge all the way through. Moon trying to blink away, but still dead all the way behind the Ancient. They're going to focus their attention on a DJ freezing field, more just like a chill in the wind.
Yes, sir. I believe this game is officially over. Fnatic, they have one set of barracks left on the bottom, but the water space cow is a bit too strong.
Going for this bottom tier 3 in the bottom set of rack. Going for this bottom tier 3 in the bottom set of racks. Just trying to seal the deal here. Fnatic holding on as best they can with the geomagnetic grip coming through, as well as the sun onto the Brewmaster. Raven focuses his attention onto the Brew, but I don't know if this is going to be enough. He does have the Primal Split available, goes to the Thunderclap. Oh, actually, he doesn't have it available. It's lit up, but there are 0 charges. They get the kill on him as Saros. He just needs a couple seconds longer. There's the Primal Split, but with the Primal Split, the GG call comes through, and Fnatic will lose game 1 to TNC. TNC
they
played perfect.
tried something. They tried this offlane Alchemist. I've seen different things in different regions in EU.